Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV. Gonna be casting a game between Liquid Zenio and Dignitas.SeleCT. The map is ESL's Tal'Darim Altar. I don't know what tournament this is. We have Mertine and a guy from Imba TV here, along with some other people I don't really recognize. Moman's actually in here, so I don't know what this is, but it is some tournament. It is Select versus Zenio. I don't know anything else about the game, but it is going to be a pretty darn good game. Zenio is one of those Zergs that still does go on Muta play. Many Zergs have been switching over to Infestors, but on Tal'Darim Altar, I do think Mutas are definitely needed. You don't have to go mass Muta. You can get just like 6 Mutas and then get some Infestors, just because it is so hard to deal with multi-prong drops on this map, just because there's so many obstacles in the way that just slows down your lings. Like if you want to go from, let's say, your natural over here to your 4th base, or whatever base this is going to be, you got to run all the way around this one thing. There's just so many obstacles to run around. Mutas definitely deal with drops much easier than Infestors. So on this map, I do like to see Muta play, and since it is Zenio, I am assuming we will be seeing Mutas. Select, I never know what he is going to be doing. Most likely going to be going for some type of macro, and then just try to do like 3 drops at once. He is definitely known for his multitasking, and not as a cheesy player. He does love macroing up, and he just gets a lot of stuff and doesn't keep it clumped up. He does it multi-prong attacks, and it makes for very interesting games. Even does that against Protoss, and I think he's one of the remaining Terran players. Actually, a lot of them do, but I noticed Select drops the most out of most foreign Terrans in TVP and TVZ. He is just very good about dropping, and not only is he good about dropping, but after he does a drop, he kind of hides the medevac, does another drop, and then that one medevac comes back in and continues the damage. That is what he is known for. So we'll see exactly how this game does play out. Zenio sending his first Overlord to the clockwise or counterclockwise position to the left of his base. That's what matters. And, well, he won't be seeing Selected because they do spawn, I guess, close positions. I don't know if there's a such thing as close positions on Tal'Darim Altar. The ESL version obviously doesn't force the complete cross positions. Select is going to be going for that drone, and neither of these players really take a watchtower. Well, Zenio doesn't send a drone out to scout. He is not doing it now, so this is one thing that Zenio could be weak against, is any type of 2-racks play. A lot of Terran players, are not a lot, but occasionally you do get the cheese where Terran players will just place down 2 racks in the middle of the map and then go bunker rush you. You even have some Terran players just doing the one barracks like Boxer, putting a little bit of marine pressure on with the barracks being proxied. It actually forces the Zerg to kind of commit to it, or you get a few drone kills. You really can interrupt their mining and then wall off while getting another command center with just supply depots. Select, though, going to be getting a reactor up, going to go for reactored Hellions. And that SCV, has he scouted anything yet? No, he is getting this one watchtower. And he has got this one. He kind of skipped this one and not going to be continuing into the Zerg's base. And this could be a small misstep. If he did continue into Zenio's base, he would see that Zenio stopped mining gas exactly at 100, which means that he doesn't have to worry about any type of Baneling bust. It isn't common, but it does happen. You do get those Roach Baneling all-ins, and that has become increasingly popular. So Select not going in, not seeing that gas. He doesn't know if that is happening. He is just happy with his Reactor Hellions with a command center behind it. That is the standard Terran play as of right now. And we do have his SCV now going to be going in. The Spine Crawler getting placed at 5:15. Notice when the Spine Crawler completes, it will finish when the Hellions get to his doorstep. That is a timed Spine Crawler. And Select's SCV does go down. I think he did get in range of that gas. And yes, he did. So now we do have those 2 Hellions there at the middle of the map. The Spine Crawler just about done. You will see it should finish just as the Hellions come in. That is definitely the timing you want to get your Spine Crawlers at. Hellions not going to go straight to it. Going to take this one watch out, but the Spine Crawler does complete before the Hellions could really do too much. With only 1 Spine Crawler and this small number of lings, however, he is vulnerable to any type of run by, but running by 2 Hellions isn't that much. But once the 4 do get in, Zenio does kind of have to worry about that. We'll see if he starts positioning this one Queen anywhere different. This one Queen now going to be falling back to this one hatch, maybe putting a tumor down. I don't know exactly what that is doing, but now Zenio is vulnerable to a run by as he does get his 2nd Spine Crawler up. 1 Ling just sitting right here trying to do the Sheth move and abuse the supply depots being left down so the Hellions can get out. But Select does keep them up. so those Lings cannot run his base and get a complete scout, because right now Zenio doesn't know If Select is doing any type of Banshee play behind this, he doesn't know for certain if it's expand. Let me just double check on that. No, he does not know for certain. He does see the bunker, but again, could just all be mind games. We do have Zenio with a few more lings out. Going to the drone count, it is 36 to 26. And Zenio doing a decent job on his injects, is getting a Spore Caller in his mineral line just because that ling could not get into the base. So he gets a Spore Caller up just in case it is Banshees, is going to see this one command center and does let... No, he canceled the Spore Caller. So, okay, very nice move by Zenio. It was because he could not get in the base because Select lifted that up, so it did force the Spore Caller, but he canceled it as soon as he saw the expansion. Very nicely done by Zenio. We do have the 4 Hellions, but with 2 Spine Crawlers here, they are not going to try to do any type of run-by. Select going to start re-walling this one place with Supply Deepers. Very, very nice move. Is going up for another reactor on this barracks. So, a little bit odd. He is going to really delay his tanks, but Select is known for his drop, so it looks like he is going to do some type of drop play. Wants to produce a lot of Marines out of this one barracks as he puts the reactor on at the starport. Going to take this one reactor, and he will get double medevacs out before tanks, and this is a little bit odd. What does Select see of Zenio? Doesn't see that much. It is Zenio, so he may be assuming Mutalisks. Select hasn't used any scans, but one thing that is so common is for Terran players to siege up down here and then start attacking this one Naturals before the Mutas come out. We do have Zenio getting a Baneling's Nest, and that will be completing relatively soon. We'll see if he starts that speed immediately. Zenio is going for his 3rd base, and this is why you need Mutas. Lings will not really be able to defend this, because if the Lings go here, then how will they get back into the main? That's why you have the Mutas, so the Mutas can easily hop between the 2 bases. The Hellions going to try to take out a few more Lings. Getting away, and those Lings are forced to retreat. Going into this loss tab, we see Select losing that 1 SEV, and Zenio mainly just losing pure Zerglings at 27 units lost. Not too big of a deal, but it does show you a lot of Lings have gone down. Going to this Hellions kills 1, 3, 10, and 12. So these guys are definitely the hero Hellions with 22 between the 2. And then these 2 have 4, so 26 Lings have gone down with 1 drone. And, yeah, not too much going on. We do have the Spire just about completing. We do have Select moving out with just this, and it's just before the Spire does complete. So Zenio is going to have to say, okay, do I get Banelings, or do I just mass up on Mutas? And now he is forced to build these Banelings. Zenio doesn't want to build these because he'd rather just to mass up on Mutalisks. Getting that many Banelings does cut down the Muta numbers quite a bit. And these Marines do have stim. Those Banelings do not have speed. I don't think I saw them with speed. No, they don't. So Select can easily just micro away from those. And now he is going in. Still has plenty of Marines. This one Spore Caller going to go down. More Banelings going to be coming. The medevacs can pick up the Marines and go back to this high ground. But Select losing quite a few Marines there. A small blunder by him. And is he going to drop up there? No, he isn't. Looks like he is just going to be retreating, throwing down a scan, trying to take out any creep tumors, and does not know about this base down here just yet. Does have a double drop coming in, or just 2 medevacs. Not a double drop, just a big, big drop. Bunch of Lings and Mutas coming in. That's going to be the end of these Marines and the medevacs. And Select is going to try to get away, but the Mutas will be able to chase down the medevacs. And it doesn't look like Select will be able to save that. Going to let loose the Marines, try to get a kill off, but that is not going to happen. Meanwhile, though, we do have double medevacs trying to do a job, but he is going to be backing on off, waiting for Zenio probably to get up and put some pressure on him, or maybe he's just going to go back and defend. One medevac does go back home. The other one is going to hide off here. So if Zenio does decide to put pressure on Select, medevac will make itself known. He just has to be careful the Mutas don't go hunting around for medevacs hiding across the edges of the map. The missile turret does finish. Marines do stim. Mutas don't really do any damage. Going to the workers killed. We do have 2. And a medevac is going to do a drop that is queued up. The Mutas are coming, though. Will they spot this drop? It does not look like it. The Mutas just barely missed that one drop. Meanwhile, we do have Select moving this one medevac in, going to be doing a drop. We do have Zenio that does scout that. Those Lings are running back, and they're going to the 3rd base. The drop, they're going to be going into the main. The Mutas are going to be pulling back so he can hunt down the medevac if it doesn't come, because he knows there is a medevac full of some units. One Muta does spot that. The medevac is going to be dead very shortly. Select going to be dropping those Marines, going to try to take out this one Muta, but no, the Muta does micro back, and these Lings are going to clean up those Marines. 4 Mutas do come to finish the job. Select, though, going to be taking his 3rd base, and it will be 4 bases for the Zerg, 3 bases for the Terran player, and that is a decent spot. going into the workers. We do have 44 SCVs, 282 drones. Did I miss something? No, we only have 2 SCVs killed, and Select actually didn't kill a drone back there. But, yeah, that is a big differential. 82 drones versus 42 SCVs. Select definitely in a little bit of trouble. 158 supply to 109. We do have message turrets up for Select. Zenio just going to be trying to take those out. Mutas are taking hits. 1 muta so far does go down. Maybe 2 went down in that. Marine's going to stem and finish the job, or not finish the job, but just scare those mutas away. The message turret's going to be getting rebuilt. Ling's looking for a 4th base. Select bring a bunker and supply depots, and the bunker gets placed. He doesn't have to put Marines in it, but if Lings do come, Marines can stem and run inside that and be protected. And the Lings also can't get us around on the bunker, so that is very nice. We do have all those Lings do go down relatively quickly. We do have a drop coming in on this 4th base. Going to target down the Spore Caller. He may just be on an attack move. Lings coming by, and that will be the end of that drop. Select doesn't really do any damage. The mutas are going to be coming to try to clean up that 1 medevac. Will we see the mutas kind of split off or not? It doesn't look like they will, but they look like they're headed to that medevac, and the Overlord is here to possibly spot the medevac. If the Overlord does see that, medevac is surely going to die, but it just barely missed it. We do have Zenio going to be taking his 5th base. And the mutas cannot find that 1 medevac. We do have the drone now taking that 1 base. Medevac is on the home stretch, but we do have a Ling on this 1 watchout that does fire. The mutas have an eye on it. They are going to be going to try to take out that 1 medevac. Meanwhile, we do have another drop for Select going across the edge of the map. And Overlord with speed may intercept this. And oh my god, will he? Yes, he does, just for a brief second. Did Zenio see that? Medevac looks like he is going to be going away, but these Marines do sacrifice their life. 1 stemming trying to run away from that big flock of mutas, and the other ones do come. And there we go, the Medevac does get returned home. Meanwhile, another one is going out. Will Select see this 5th base? Speed for Zenio does finish. As I did say earlier, the Overlord's going to be spreading on out. Look at Zenio's vision right now. As excellent map vision, does see this 1 drop now coming in to do some damage. The mutas are going to be pulling back, and this is why mutas are so good. You can deal with drops so well. If this was Infestors, it would not be so easy. But if you do catch drops with Infestors, oh man, can you capitalize on that. Scan going down. Marines going to be stemming across. The tanks are going to be setting up on a position, and this will allow Select to take his 4th base. Marines going to be running back into the tanks. And now the tanks don't look like they're targeting on the Banelings. There we go. Some Baneling hits go off. And now the muta's going to try to clean up the tanks, but do not take out that many. It was definitely beneficial for Select in that engagement, as 150 supply to 162. Looks like Zenio did completely miss this 1 drop. Select has not seen that 5th base, but he is going in for this 4th base. Yet again, those Lings go down so quickly. But there are 3 Spine Callers here. Now the Spore Caller is going to be doing damage to this medevac. And will that medevac go down? Oh my god, it looks like yes it will. The Marines just going for those Spine Callers. Medevac goes down, now they will, but Select is pushing through the middle of the map, now targeting those Banelings down. Does a great job at that. Marines do clean up on those Lings, and now Select is going towards the main. And Zenio could be in a little bit of trouble. Select definitely does have positioning now. Muta's going to be going off, try to do a little bit of counter-attacking, try to pull the Marines back, stop Select from moving across the map. But meanwhile, Zenio is getting Banelings, or more Banelings, more Lings going into this count. It is 2-2 upgrades, and Select is at 2-2 as well with 1-0 on his tanks. And 1 Marine going in that medevac with 6 HP. That is probably a blunder, but not a big one. Thor is here and does get a volley off on those mutas. Banelings do clean up some more Marines, but more Marines do come by to those tanks, and this is still protected by Select. 155 supply to 180. Another drop is coming down. This 1 base is in trouble, and those mutas are going to come to defend that. The Lings, if they go as well, then Select is going to be able to move in position and possibly take out this 1 base or get in position to take it out. Actually, no, he would want to take this positioning just because it would allow him to protect his bases a little bit better. We do see Select now starting to do the Terran thing and build up a good SimCity to protect his 3rd base. We do have another drop going down. This 1 drop does get cleaned up by those Lings, but another drop is going to go behind here. A Spore Caller is going to start hitting the medevac. Only 4 Marines in that. And now Select is going to be moving in every drop. He does move forward just a little bit more. That one medevac is still just hanging on out. We do have Spine Crawler and another Spine Crawler being built there. Muta's going to pick off a few of those Marines, but Marines do start scaring them away. The Mutas are at 1-0 upgrades. Marines are at 2-2. And we do have Select taking out Zenio's third base, but Zenio is getting Broodlords. So if he can keep his drones alive and just hold on, Broodlords do very well against Marine tank. And Select still producing medevacs, not getting Vikings just yet. So if the Broodlords do make it out, which they do, it looks like he may be able to push this force back. And he does have this one base mine. Going back to the worker count, it is 72 SCVs versus the 87 drones. We do have Select now moving back as the Broodlords have been spotted. Did take out this one base, and that one Marine trying to kill all that larva by himself, but a few Lings are going to come put an end to that. The medevac is going to heal him up. Will the Marine take out a few Lings? One Ling does go down, and no, doesn't get another one. We do have the tanks getting assaulted by the Broodlings. Select is going to be moving across, trying to find another base. Every base he does take is around 380 less gas for the Zerg player, which does cut down on the Broodlord and Infestor count. So sniping base is very effective, especially when this force is so immobile. But we still have a handful of Mutas, so Select does have to be careful when doing moves like this. The tank's going to stay on the low ground. If they do siege up, the Mutas will just be able to pick them off. And it looks like they are an attack move. The Mutas and Lings are going to come in from behind. Those tanks are going to get taken out of position. Meanwhile, we do have Zenio going in for those Mutas are clumped up. I don't see any Thors right here. And the Mutas just going to be falling back. The Broodlords, again, trying to do the damage. Tanks still sieged up. We do have a Viking or two Vikings out. Marines now going to try to take out these Broodlords. One does go down, two go down. Fallen Growth does go off on those Marines. Lots of Marines going to be falling. But, yeah, it doesn't look good for Select, actually. Few Marines are left over. They will be enough to clean this force up. And one dropship still just trolling me. That little blue thing staying over the middle line. I keep thinking that drop is going down, but Select does manage to clean that up. Zenio staying a little bit too long. More Lings do on him, but he lost all of his Mutas there for relatively nothing. Marines are in the back with this one tank in the siege mode. We have 132 supply to 159 supply. Broodlords morphing in underneath those Marines, and the Corruptor does get taken out! Is it going to? No, it doesn't. Wow. Marines still stimming on ahead, throwing a scan, taking out some tumors, limiting that vision. We don't have a drop going down here again. That is just the dropship hanging on out. I'm surprised that dropship has not died yet. We do have Lings, and I hear a drop. Bunch of Marines on the low ground. I'm not sure if that is misclicked. It looks like yes, it is in fact misclicked. Big SCV transfer going down. Ling's going to come in, try to stop this 1/4 base. The PF is morphing, and Marines are coming in. Those Lings are not going to do anything, so they decide, okay, let's kill off the SCVs. We can't do damage to that command center. What is this? We just have a few Marines hanging out right there. Queen poking away at the medevacs. Marines just trying to kill or stop mining time. I don't know exactly what's going on. That Baneling. Looks like the AI is kind of screwed with him, so something is going on in that area of the map. Medevac does lift up, going to drop Marines down here. We do have Select. Looks like he is moving out on the middle of the map. Now going to be pulling back. We do have Infestors back out for Zenio. Quite a few fungals there. Yeah, that looks like quite a few fungals. I think like 6 or 7 fungals with 5 Broodlords and a handful of Lings. Select, how many Vikings does he have out? Those Vikings don't have any upgrades, and only 3. We have more Broodlords, Corruptors, and Banelings on the way. This one drop not really doing all that much. Select, I don't know what he's doing with that. Maybe the Spine Crawlers that I just did not see. Can we go to that quickly? Yeah, the Spine Crawlers that he doesn't want to engage. And Broodling's coming down. The tank's going to be taking out their own supply depots, but it is 200 supply to pretty much 200 supply. I know 187 and 197. For all intents and purposes, they are maxed out. 113 army versus 123 army. Vikings trying to do what micro they can against these Corruptors. One Corruptor does fall, and now Broodlord still just pushing ahead slowly. Infestor sitting underneath them. I'm waiting for Select to decide to move in. We do have supply drops going down on those depots. Maybe he, yeah, he is below 200 supplies, so making use of that. Very cool to see use of that because the supply depots are going down. Doesn't have time to rebuild them, so he just does drops. But now Marines are coming in, trying to take out a few Broodlords. Broodlord's still very high in HP. Not one Broodlord has fallen. One goes down, and will we get another one? Doesn't look like it. Not too much anti-air left. Transfuse is going down. That one Queen ventures off, and here we go. Marines coming to try to take out the Broodlords. Oh, is he going to get them all? Yes, he is. Those Broodlords are going to be falling 150 supply to 126. Those Marines over here have been cleaned up. We do have a big drop for Select going off in the main, targeting down that Greater Spire. The Greater Spire does fall, and now Zenio can no longer get Broodlisks. Broodlords, I should say. Baneling is going to clean up most of those Marines, and that is very nice for Select. We do have an Ultralisk on the way. Going to the Worker tab, 58 SCVs, 284 drones. The income shows us it is relatively even on the minerals at gas. So holy cow, 5 times the differential of the gas. Going to the Infestor count, it is only 4. So these Marines may be very effective. Those Ultralisks, though, will start out at 3-3 upgrades. Those Marines should be at 3-3. Yes, they are. Tanks are at 2-0, and we do have Zenio now, Select now going to be going 4 drops. Zenio just looking for any type of expansions. Bunch of Lings going patrol. We're just waiting for a command center to drop down right there. And, Select going to be pushing out down here while we do have a double drop moving across this side of the map. He is going to try to take out a few bases. Ultralisks on the way, 6 of them with that chitinous plating. And if Select can take out these bases, he will be in great shape. And keep in mind, there's no more mutas left. It's only Infestors and Lings. And what did I say earlier? Infestors are so hard to deal with drops. Just because they are not the fastest unit, so they can't be everywhere at once. And it even takes Lings quite a while to get to all the bases. So Select may do a lot of damage with these drops. But there are so many Spine Crawlers at each base. Looks like the Orbital Command wants to land, and that is coming from the main. He has not rebuilt that command center. Just going to flirt the one off the main, and now a drop comes down here, immediately picks it up, and the drops just can't really be touched right now. This one group of Marines is going to be coming in, and this dropship going to be doing a little bit more dropping, it looks like. Is that ever going to go in? Those Lings are going to get... No, I think the dropship is going to get taken out due to those Corruptors. Picking it out was a mistake. Select is... Oh my god, big engagement. All the Ultralisks do come. Fungals go off on those Marines, and that is not a good engagement for Select. Even the Vikings getting fungal growth right now. But that would be a mistake to try to kill those off because he's kind of given up with the air that is just eating up at Select supply. So his Vikings do just manage to live. And Ultralisks now doing quite a bit of damage. Going to be taking out these 3 supply deepers, all with supply drops. Select heavily supply cap now. Not heavily, 118 out of 118, but 200 supply to 118 is not looking good. Select does end up landing his Vikings. Those drops do get cleaned up. And Marines coming in from the behind. Infestors do burrow. Select doesn't look like he has enough energy to scan, so those Infestors do manage to live. This one has enough for fungal growth, but those Ultras just demolishing that small count of Marines. And there goes the GG by Select. Zenio does take that game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We will be looking at Zenio's creep injects and all that crap right now, so stay tuned. And if you enjoy the cast, please, please, please subscribe. It does help. If you already are subscribed, spread the word. Tell your friend. Tell the person you beat on ladder. This guy does good casting. And also good analysis, because I feel like not many casters do that nowadays. We do have Zenio spending a lot more minerals, big surprise there, and a lot more on gas. Almost double the minerals and triple the gas. Holy cow, Zenio, you macro beast. Going over to the APM. You can look at that. I don't feel like saying the numbers right now. If you want, you could pause the game there. Going into all this stuff, units built, 16 Ultras, 67 Corruptors, 476 Lings, 385 Marines. The cool stuff, though, the ability groups, and oh my god, that is so many abilities. We got to take Select off the map for a second. 3 Infested Terrans, only 4 Transfusion. That was that one battle I actually picked up on them. 22 Fungal Growths, 28 Broodlord Morphs. Not Broodlords out, Broodlord Morphs. 111 Banelings. And interesting enough, no Baneling landmines that game. And wait, here we go. Select 6 landed Vikings, 18 tanks. Yeah, not too interesting for Select. 15 scans and 74 stims. I thought I was on the units when I saw those tanks, but I'm not. Here we go. Tanks, 29 tanks, 385. Oh, I already said that. Yeah. What else is there? Main building control. This is what we mainly want to look at. Going over the 10-minute mark. If there's anything you want to see every game, let me know. I kind of changed it up between games. This is I always show the 10-minute mark. Ooh, that is bad. 11.4 seconds. So let's look at what Zenio was doing in that early game. Maybe it's just his third hatch. No, that has NA right there. He could definitely work on his injecting. Definitely could work on his injecting. I'm not sure if that's every game he's like that, but let's see how he does his hotkeys. So we'll go to 8 minutes. So let's see. Hotkeys for Zenio. Yeah. You can really tell he probably doesn't have good injecting. I don't know how he's doing it. I mean, he's got this one hatch hotkeyed. It has his main hotkeyed with his macro hatch. Let's go later in this game. Does he put all like his hatches as main? These go on 2, 5, 6. So it kind of looks like he does the he hits 4-4, clicks on a queen, does double injects if it has the energy. 5-5, clicks on queen, inject. But in the early stages, he kind of does that weirdly. And by that, let's see, can you see inject bar if you have 2? No, you can't. So, okay. So, the benefit to using hatches on each hotkey is you can see this inject bar. So if you have your main hatch on 4, your natural on 5, and your third on 6, you could hit 4, 5, and 6 and look at the inject bar and see how long you have till your next inject. But if you hotkey multiple on 1, you no longer have that bar. So it really kind of confuses me on how he's injecting. He's obviously not injecting well. I'd love to see more games of Zenio. Maybe I have more. Let me check if I have more games of Zenio. And we can see if his inject, if that's his average inject. Because again, you can't judge it based upon one game. May have just messed up his hotkeys and it shows. Zenio. We have a game between MMA and Zenio, so going over here. Here we go. 10 minutes. It looks like this one may be better. 9.5. So, his early game injecting isn't the best. You can see this one gap right here is hurting him. There's gaps between all of them. Looks like this is what it should look like between these two. If we go up to a player like, do I have Damaga? Let's put this back. I'm going to see if I have a player that has good injecting, just so you can see the ideal. No, don't. Stefano. I know I have Stefano. He has decent injects. So, going to Stefano. This is what it should look like at the 10-minute mark. 6 seconds. Not a huge deal, but just something I noticed against Zenio. So, take care, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.